Thanks, Program Director, and to colleagues from the media, Honorable Nyambi and AG, good morning. As AG indicated, today was about receiving an independent assessment of the state of financial management in government. In this regard, AG, allow me to congratulate you and your team for a job well done, especially if we take it in the context of this increasingly difficult environment of auditing that you alluded to. Also, just to indicate to AG and everybody else that as Parliament we have a constitutional obligation to protect Chapter 9 institutions, and in this instance my responsibility is to protect the independence of the Auditor General, and will continue to do that as Parliament. Again, as Parliament, AG and friends from the media, we've encouraged AG by the fact that your report indicates an increase in the national departments. 8%, I think, is the figure that you referred to. But let me hasten to say much, much more needs to be done to get to a situation that will please Parliament in terms of departments doing the right thing when it comes to management of their finances. But having said that, AG and colleagues, maybe let me just list 4 areas of concern that as Parliament we have. You did allude, AG, to the slow responses of accounting officers to recommendations of Parliament. Portfolio committees and SCOPA will engage departments, make recommendations, and those recommendations are not acted upon. So that's a concern, and we concur with you on that one. We also concur with the unacceptable high levels of vacancies. You spoke about between 16 and 20%, and the figure should be 10%. But over and above that, the President has consistently indicated that vacancies must be filled timeously, especially vacancies around finance management, supply chain management, and so on. So we concur, AG, that is an area of concern. I don't know if you alluded to this one. Another area of concern that we have as Parliament is, the AG does an audit, finds certain things have not been done correctly. He then points them out, and the department has a second bite to correct them, resulting in maybe an unqualified audit. We've had debates with the Auditor General whether that is the way to go or not. But the AG talks about the improvement on the number of unqualified audits. The reality is, if the AG hadn't done the initial identifying, that figure of unqualified audits wouldn't be as high as it is, and it's something that I think we need to look at. When we get to the unauthorized expenditure, we have unauthorized expenditure of 925 million in this financial year. We have irregular expenditure of 46 million rand, and we have fruit and wasteful expenditure of 1 billion rand. And AG spent quite a bit of time on that. I can indicate that Parliament, spearheaded by SCOPA, has taken a decision that for this term, we are not calling departments to discuss their overall annual report. We're specifically focusing on unauthorized, irregular, and wasteful and fruitless expenditure. We've also now asked the anti-corruption task team to be consistently present in our SCOPA meetings, so that where we pick up illegality, the department has no excuse of saying we can't find the implementing agents. They are there with us, and they must refer those cases. So, AG, I'm hoping that that is going to deal with the timiest consequences for illegality in terms of financial management. I think the AG is kind when he says these things lead to a potential conflict of interest or potential corruption. I can tell you that it's not potential anymore. There are real conflicts of interest. Today, AG, today we were having a discussion with a department. One official, 3 contracts or 3 tenders, 1 million rand, conflict of interest. 6 months down the line, the department comes to Scopa and says, we're still investigating. That can't be on. So it's not a potential. What I'm saying is, I think we must get to the point where corruption is real, where conflict of interest and those things must be eradicated. So that's why I'm saying I think the AG is being kind. I think the final point that I'd want to make on the AG's report is, and we've been advocating this for a long time, in terms of the oversight authority being able to deal with this financial mismanagement or assist departments. I think the time has come, and we are trying to introduce it, where financial oversight is not just the responsibility of Scopa, because that happens 18 months down the line. Portfolio committees must now begin to look seriously at these matters. And we welcome you, AG, the initiative that you come and talk to chairs of committees on a regular basis. So I think that's one of the areas that I think we can do to improve. I did indicate, and you alluded to, the slowness in investigating. We are hoping that by introducing the anti-corruption task team that includes DPSA, includes the Hawks, includes monitoring at the presidency level, that will maybe speed up, first of all, highlight the levels of it, and then speed up the investigation so that consequences can be seen. And as I indicated, Scopa is spearheading that, because that anti-task team unit sits in all our meetings at Scopa. And we will call the anti-task team unit on a regular basis to find out, a case has been referred to you, where are you on that matter? Why is it taking you so long? Or where are you on that matter? And who has suffered the consequences? So we're hoping to fix that up. The final one that I think, and I've not canvassed this with anybody, I really do think that we need to investigate the powers of the Auditor General. It's a Chapter 9 institution. Currently, the Auditor General just makes recommendations, and as he himself is lamenting, year after year, those same areas are highlighted. Maybe we should look at it in light of other Chapter 9 institutions whose recommendations are a bit stronger, so that it doesn't just become a recommendation that is dependent on the accounting officer or the executive authority in terms of whether they want to implement it. Because unless and until there are consequences for some of the financial difficulties that we are finding, real consequences, I think we're going to have problems. So, AG, I'm saying that at some point I'm going to lobby certain people for us to maybe look at strengthening the powers that you have currently. And we can do that as the Committee on the Auditor General, SCOAG. So those are type of things that I think we need to do. But overall, AG and friends from the media, we're hoping that things will get better as we go along, because more and more people, or certainly departments and portfolio committees, are understanding the importance of us stepping up in terms of financial management. So welcome to that, and once again to you and your team, AG, congratulations. Thank you, sir.